Welcome back to SecretSpool's Motivational Monday. I'm Darren, and today's story is for anyone who has ever looked at confident, outgoing people and wondered how they make connection look effortless. Sometimes the truth is that confidence isn't magic, and it isn't something you're born with or without. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows when you train it with intention. Tonight's story follows someone who treated social confidence exactly like strength training and discovered that becoming a more open, connected version of yourself can be built one simple rep at a time. For years, I labeled myself as the quiet one. It was easier than admitting I felt behind in ways I couldn't explain. At the gym, I was focused, motivated, and disciplined. But outside the gym, conversations felt like a treadmill set too fast. I ate lunch alone every day, avoided eye contact, and convinced myself I didn't mind. Deep down, though, I knew I was stuck. I could build strength with structure and repetition, yet somehow, I expected social skills to magically improve on their own. One afternoon, after another lonely lunch in the far corner of the cafeteria, a thought hit me with the force of a heavy lift. Why am I so willing to train my muscles but not my ability to speak up? Why do I track every workout but accept every awkward silence as fate? If strength grows from consistent effort and gradual challenges, why wouldn't confidence grow the same way? So I made a decision. I would treat social confidence like progressive overload. I would train it the same way I added weight to the bar. I would add difficulty to conversations. No rushing, no unrealistic expectations, just small steps forward. And just like in the gym, I would start with the easiest possible weight. Most people underestimate the power of starting small. They look at social confidence as this huge, intimidating mountain and assume they need a complete personality makeover to climb it. But in reality, progress happens when you shrink the mountain down to something manageable. One sentence, one interaction, one moment of bravery that proves you're capable of more than you believed yesterday. When you treat tiny reps as real wins, you build confidence brick by brick until the momentum becomes unstoppable. Weeks 1 and 2 were simple. Instead of silently nodding at baristas or cashiers, I said one word, thanks. That was it. One small rep. It felt oddly challenging at first, like speaking too loud in a quiet room. But repetition worked. The more I said it, the more natural it became. It was the social equivalent of lifting the empty barbell. Nothing impressive, but the foundation for everything else. Weeks 3 and 4 were about adding volume. I upgraded that one-word rep to a short question. How's your day going? I said it to cashiers, baristas, the front desk at the gym, anyone I naturally interacted with. Sometimes they gave short answers, sometimes they added a bit more. But the real progress came from me practicing the ability to initiate. Just like adding reps to a warm-up set, it wasn't heavy, but it mattered. I started tracking every interaction like a workout log. Reps were the number of conversations. Quality was how smoothly they went. Failures were moments where I froze or backed out. It sounds obsessive, but data matters. You can't improve what you don't measure. Seeing my patterns written out made it clear that consistency, not talent, was the key to growth. One of the unexpected skills I had to learn was letting go of perfection. In the gym, a rep doesn't need to be flawless to count. What matters is that you attempted it with intention. Social skills work the same way. Some conversations were awkward, some ended abruptly, some felt clumsy, but perfection isn't the goal. Showing up is. And once I stopped judging myself for not being smooth every single time, I realized I was improving faster than I ever had before. Weeks 5 and 6 took me into genuinely challenging territory. Talking between sets at the gym. At first, it was the basic question everyone asks, like, are you done with this? But those small exchanges turned into quick conversations about workouts, weather, or whatever music the gym was playing. The gym is full of people who already understand the lifestyle, so the conversations felt safer and more predictable. It was like moving from warm-ups to working weight. Then something unexpected happened. People started recognizing me before I recognized them. A couple of regulars would nod first. Others asked how my training was going. One guy even asked if I wanted to join his group for a weekend lifting session. It was the first real sign that this experiment was working, and it felt like hitting a training threshold where progress becomes visible. Weeks 7 and 8 were the jump into heavier territory, starting conversations with strangers in public settings. Not intrusive or awkward, just small comments about something in the moment. A compliment on a jacket, a question about what someone was reading, a shared observation about a long line or cold weather. My heart beat faster every time, but I pushed through it. This was the part of training where you deliberately challenge your limits. Every interaction taught me something. Most people weren't annoyed or confused. They were open, they smiled, they replied, and I learned that the world is full of people who are just waiting for someone else to make the first move. Those moments humbled me because they revealed how much connection I had missed by letting fear do the talking. Another thing I noticed was that social endurance is real. Just like physical endurance grows with sustained effort, the ability to stay present in conversations strengthens with practice. Early on, even 5 minutes of small talk left me mentally drained. But week by week, as I added more reps, my stamina increased. I could stay engaged longer, listen more deeply, and respond more naturally. Socializing stopped feeling like a chore and started feeling like connection. Weeks 9 and 10 were the heaviest lift of all. Attending networking events, big rooms, unfamiliar faces, lots of conversations happening at once. The first time I went, I spent 20 minutes standing off to the side, pretending to check my phone. But the second time, I introduced myself to 3 people. By the 4th event, I found myself in circles of people who genuinely wanted to talk. It wasn't flawless, but neither is a max effort lift. What mattered was showing up. Throughout it all, I gave myself deload weeks, times when I lowered the social volume because I was tired or overwhelmed. In the gym, deloading prevents burnout. In life, it protects your emotional energy. Instead of quitting, I adjusted the weight. It was one of the most important habits I built. I also used a simple journaling app as a form check tool. Just like watching a video of your deadlift shows you what your hips are doing, writing down my conversations showed me where I stumbled. Did I interrupt too much? Did I avoid eye contact? Was I rambling when nervous? Once I saw these patterns written down, they were easier to fix. Feedback revealed blind spots I never knew I had. The biggest turning point came on a random Tuesday when a coworker sat down across from me at lunch and said they'd noticed how much more open I'd become lately. It wasn't said as a compliment for show. It was said with genuine warmth. That moment felt like hitting a personal record in the gym. Not because it was dramatic, but because someone else saw the progress I'd been grinding toward quietly. It proved that small reps, done consistently, always add up to something real. And then the results arrived, slowly at first, then all at once. I stopped eating lunch alone. I built a small circle of people at the gym who genuinely enjoyed talking to me. I made 2 actual friends, real friendships, the kind that extend beyond small talk. Coworkers started inviting me to things. Even my dating life shifted because I finally felt comfortable starting conversations instead of waiting silently on the sidelines. My confidence didn't improve by accident. It grew because I trained it the same way I trained my body: repetition, progressive overload, rest, and honest reflection. Most people think social skills magically develop over time, but they don't. They only develop when you practice them with intention. The bigger lesson was simple but powerful. You don't need to transform overnight. You don't need to become the loudest person in the room. You don't need to impress everyone. You just need 1 rep, 1 moment of courage repeated consistently. Confidence isn't a personality trait, it's a process, and every rep counts. And with that, thank you for spending your Monday with SecretSpool. I'm Darren, and if this story resonates with you, remember to like the video, share your own first rep in the comments, and subscribe for more stories every day. Until next time, keep showing up, 1 rep at a time.